From a distance, the familiar face of the French knight's daughter became apparent, and the onlookers erupted in joyous celebration. Balduin, still concealed by his visor, dismounted from his horse and assisted the girl as she was joyfully reunited with her father. Tears of relief flowed freely, and she moved from one embrace to another, first her father, then King Arthur and Queen Guinevere. It was a heartwarming spectacle, a testament to the valor of the unnamed knight who had come to her rescue. The advisor who had vouched for Balduin's presence in Camelot stood nearby, watching the heartwarming scene with a visible sense of relief. His trust in the young squire had been repaid beyond measure, and the successful return of the kidnapped girl was a testament to the courage and devotion that Balduin had exhibited. However, one figure stood in the background, the defeated captor who had followed Balduin in silence throughout the journey. A known enemy of King Arthur, he had harbored a grudge for years after numerous failed attempts to become a Knight of the Round Table. His underhanded scheme to kidnap the French girl was a desperate act of revenge, but he had been caught in the act and subsequently banned from the kingdom. Now, faced with the prospect of leniency and possible redemption, he had chosen to surrender before the prodigious knight who had rescued the girl. The fate of this enemy turned captive lay in King Arthur's hands, and the entire court held its collective breath, awaiting the sovereign's judgment. The air was thick with anticipation as Camelot faced yet another pivotal moment in its storied history. A palpable curiosity hung in the air as the question of the mysterious knight's identity loomed large. Balduin's steadfast determination to conceal his face fueled a sense of intrigue that extended to all in attendance. Geoffrey, who had been privy to Balduin's transformation from the humble squire to the enigmatic knight, couldn't help but wonder if his friend had chosen to maintain his anonymous facade. However, the moment of revelation came not from within their ranks but from the very heart of Camelot. King Arthur, the legendary sovereign, stepped forward, his regal presence commanding attention. With a voice that resonated with authority and a hint of admiration, he inquired, "Who are you, that with such courage you have labored to save this young lady, where each of our ablest knights, including myself, has failed to do so? From the armor you wear, you should be one of us, but I am sure I have never glimpsed you among us. Raise your visor and tell us your name, so that the hero may be revealed." A momentary hesitation gripped Balduin. The weight of the moment, the culmination of his journey from a humble blacksmith's nephew to an unrecognized savior, bore down upon him. Slowly, he raised his visor, unveiling his face for all to see. A wave of recognition rippled through the crowd, for anyone who had observed the young squire wandering the grounds of Camelot during his short stay knew him, including King Arthur himself. With a sense of humility and an undeniable courage, Balduin finally revealed himself, speaking with a tone of unwavering determination. "I am he who, in your eyes, was too immature even to be the humblest of your servants. I am he who could perhaps have shown his worth in the very distant future when none of you would be in Camelot any longer. I am the one who was too lowly to deserve to be even the last of the last in Camelot. Yet, on the lowest day, I created my opportunity. I dressed in the shoes of the one I would like to become, and with the only gift I have, courage, I performed an act worthy of the most valiant of you. My name is Balduin. Balduin, the blacksmith." The revelation was met with a profound silence, an electrifying moment of collective recognition and respect. Balduin had transcended the limitations of his birthright and, through unwavering resolve, had become a symbol of courage and nobility in the very heart of Camelot. The knights and nobles who had once seen him as an unremarkable young boy were now confronted with the embodiment of the knightly virtues they held dear. King Arthur, the wise and just ruler, stepped forward once more. His eyes held a spark of profound respect as he addressed Balduin. "Balduin, the blacksmith, your courage has spoken louder than words. You have shown valor and heroism beyond your years. In your heart, you carried the spirit of a true knight long before you donned the armor. It is a testament to the potential that dwells within all of us, waiting for the right moment to shine. The crowd burst into applause and jubilation, for in Balduin's remarkable journey, they found a reflection of the very ideals that Camelot stood for. His story would be celebrated as an enduring legend, a reminder that true greatness could emerge from the most unexpected places, and that the heart of a knight could be forged in the fires of unwavering determination and courage. King Arthur's words hung in the air, offering Balduin an opportunity to be reborn as Balduin of Camelot, a name synonymous with valor and chivalry. It was a proposition that held the allure of a lifelong dream fulfilled, but also the weight of an uncertain future. Balduin, the blacksmith, now stood at the crossroads of his existence, teetering between the allure of newfound adventures and the comfort of his familiar life in the village. The sovereign monarch, with the wisdom and grace that defined his reign, sensed the hesitation that gripped the young squire. "Well, Balduin the blacksmith," King Arthur began, his voice carrying both authority and compassion, "if you want, from now on you will be Balduin of Camelot. Your path to sit at the round table will certainly be a long one, but you have found it on your own, with your own strength, with your own resourcefulness. If you want, your place is here." The offer was a beacon, a chance to tread the legendary path of a knight, to join the round table and partake in the grandeur of Camelot. It was a moment that should have felt like the zenith of Balduin's life, an aspiration realized beyond his wildest dreams. However, a shadow of doubt loomed in his heart, and his countenance revealed the inner conflict that plagued him. Balduin grappled with indecision, his gaze wandering between the illustrious King Arthur and the vast, resplendent world of Camelot, and the humble, comforting memories of his village. The prospect of becoming Balduin of Camelot beckoned with promises of grandeur and adventure, yet it carried with it the stark reality of an arduous journey. He remembered the simple joys of his village, the mornings when he greeted the sunrise with eagerness, the evenings when he cherished the sunset with gratitude. The genuine smiles of the villagers, who esteemed him not for his title or armor but for his work, his character, his honesty. The allure of rank and prestige suddenly paled in comparison to the warmth and authenticity he had known in his homeland. Balduin had found something precious in the village, something that transcended the glittering facade of Camelot. It was a sense of belonging, a profound connection to the place where he had grown, learned, and laughed. These were the elements that, in this pivotal moment, he realized could not be taken for granted. The offer before him was a tantalizing proposition, a chance to chase the glorious destiny that awaited in Camelot. But in his heart, the doubt lingered. What if his true place was in the village, among the people who knew him not as a knight, but as Balduin, the blacksmith? The inner struggle continued, for Balduin recognized that the pursuit of dreams sometimes required the sacrifice of the very essence of one's happiness. King Arthur, ever the wise and understanding ruler, allowed Balduin the time and space to grapple with this life-altering choice. The young squire stood at the precipice of his destiny, contemplating not just his future, but the essence of who he was and where he truly belonged. The weight of this decision, no matter the path he chose, would define the remainder of his extraordinary journey. And certainly, he will not have to sleep next to the stables. What should Balduin do? Stay in Camelot and embark on the long path of knighthood, or return to his own village? Leave a comment in the comments section below.